Singapore has unveiled what's been dubbed a unity budget. Expenditure for 2020 will be a record $106 billion compared to $96 billion last year and $90 billion in 2018.
The deficit will come in at $10.9 billion. The government says Budget 2020 is a financial plan to chart Singapore's future with confidence.
And $4 billion will be used to help businesses reeling from a slowing economy made worse by the COVID-19 outbreak. This includes tourism and aviation sectors.
There's also $1.6 billion to cushion households affected by the slowdown. And there will be cash payouts, rebates and vouchers. Those who are less well off will get help.
Deputy Prime Minister and Finance Minister Heng Keat has also announced that a planned GST hike to 9% will not take place next year. The increase was initially slated to come into effect between 2021 and 2025. Now, the beginning of that window will be 2022.
And there are further moves to battle climate change. There'll be an emphasis on managing carbon emissions in transportation through a combination of incentives and taxes. And to help us through the details, we're joined by Dawn Tan. And first up, Dawn, the multi-billion-dollar package to bolster the economy. Tell us more about it.
Yeah, what a blockbuster budget it was for 2020. Steve, Glenda, $4 billion is going to be rolled out to protect jobs as well as to help firms weather the uncertainties of a slowing economy and this COVID-19 virus outbreak. The measures include wage offsets, tax rebates and more attractive loans. And the hardest hit sectors like tourism, aviation and retail, they're all going to get extra support as well. Here's Cheryl Lin with the details.
Helping workers keep their jobs and companies with their cash flow. That's what the $4 billion stabilization and support package aims to do.
Our foremost concern is jobs. We want to help our workers retain their jobs and use any lull period to upgrade their skills and be ready when the upturn comes. As NTUC Secretary General Ng Chee Meng and his union leaders said, every worker matters.
To do that, the government will help firms retain workers by defraying wage costs under the Job Support Scheme. This offsets 8% of the wages for every employed local worker, up to a monthly cap of $3,600 for 3 months. Over 1.9 million local employees will benefit at a cost of $1.3 billion. Next, more than 700,000 Singaporean workers will get support for wage increases last year and this year under the Enhanced Wage Credit Scheme. Monthly wage ceilings will be raised from $4,000 to $5,000, while the government will also co-fund more of such increases. The enhancement will cost $1.1 billion. There'll also be economy-wide support to help firms with cash flow. For one, all tax-paying firms will get a corporate income tax rebate for this year. This is 25% of payable tax, capped at $15,000 for each firm. This will cost about $400 million in total. And to help firms get working capital more easily, the Enterprise Financing Scheme's working capital loan will be enhanced for a year. The maximum loan will be doubled, with the government's risk share going up to 80% in a bid to encourage financial institutions to also dish out loans. Tenants in government-owned properties such as Sentosa Development Corporation and JTC Corporation can also get more flexible rental payments. Beyond these, the COVID-19 outbreak means that some sectors directly affected will get more support. These are tourism, aviation, retail, food services and point-to-point transport services.
To help employers in these sectors retain and reskill workers, we'll enhance support under the Adapt and Grow initiative for this year. Specifically, through redeployment programs, we extend the funding period for reskilling from 3 months to a maximum of 6 months. Together with the Jobs Support Scheme, we will support employers in these sectors to retain and train more than 330,000 local workers. These workers can make full use of the downtime for training and upskilling to prepare for the recovery.
To help with cash flow in the tourism sector, hotels and service departments will get a 30% property tax rebate this year for their accommodation and function room components. The same goes to certain meetings, incentives, conventions and exhibitions or MICE venues. For international cruise and regional ferry terminals, the rebate will be 15%. For integrated resorts, it'll be 10%. Tourism enterprises like travel agents and tour bus operators will also be able to tap on loans of up to $1 million, with interest rates capped at 5% for a year. That's under a new temporary bridging loan program, where the government will also take on 80% risk of such loans. Help for the aviation sector will include rebates on aircraft landing and parking charges, assistance to ground handling agents, as well as rental rebates for shops and cargo agents at Changi Airport. The airport itself will get a 15% property tax rebate. For the food services and retail sectors, stall holders in hawker centres managed by the National Environment Agency won't need to pay a month's rental. HDB tenants like shophouses, provision shops and coffee shops get half a month's rental free if they are on leases not more than 3 years. Some commercial properties can also get a 15% property tax rebate, and the government is urging landlords to pass this on to tenants by lowering rentals. The Transport Ministry also previously announced a $77 million package to help taxi and private hire drivers.